Hi, I'm Bridget. I'm the Soul Flow Flipper, and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. And today we are going to source for my death pile. It'll be just like new to me because it's been there for so long. We're going to open up the bins, decide whether or not it's good enough to put on eBay. I'll tell you what I think it should go for. And I'm still getting ready for a second yard sale. If it needs to go there, we'll put it there. And if it needs to be donated, we'll donate it. So let's get started. I've already pre-selected a couple bins, and here we go. Hi guys. Okay, so I grabbed two bins. The first bin is just one item in and of itself because it was an auction win. And a lot of times when I go pick them up, they're in their own bin. But I want to get this posted. So when I saw it out there and I was going to grab a bin, I said, let me grab this too. So I got this at a Goodwill online auction and I paid $25 for it. And that's it, because I went and picked it up. So it came with these games. I don't think any of these are big winners. I'll have to look them up. But my thought is that I might sell it with a game, and then maybe if any of them are worth anything, maybe I can lot them up and sell the other three like together.
What is it?
It is an Xbox 360. So I know it was tested and works, but I am not typically an electronics seller. I think I put a bid in thinking, oh, well, I'd take it if I could get it for 25, and I won. And honestly, I have to find out how many gigabytes is it? Is it the Xbox Slim? I don't know anything about it. But it's all here, complete with Ron John Surf Shop stickers, which should make it more valuable as far as I'm concerned, because Ron John's the bomb. But anyway, I think that they go for, depending on how many gigabytes though. I think they start at about 55 with the system. I have to look at, what kind of controllers do they sell at 55, and they go on up to over 100 for the Xbox 360. So I guess I got to do a little bit more homework. So that's the first item, and I got to get this on eBay because it ain't doing anything in that bin in the back.
$25 auction win. What do you think it'll sell for?
Well, that's what once I figure out how many gigabytes and stuff, and are these like the better controllers or the worst controllers? So the lowest I see them go for like the smaller ones is 55. So if that's the case, it's not a very good buy. But they go on up north of 100, depending on how many gigabytes it is and stuff. So I don't know how to tell. I was going to make my husband figure it out for me. Because like I said, it's not my thing. Not my thing. And my kids are gone now, so they can't do it. They can't check it out for me. So that's that. So this other bin, I have no idea what's in it. I haven't gone through it since it was packed. And who knows how long ago it was packed. So, excuse me for reaching down here, but it's what I got to do. All right. The first item is these three cowboy boot Christmas stockings. And I remember purchasing these at a yard sale. I mean, I remember it was like dirt cheap. Like they gave them all to me for like $1 or something. I'll sell them all as a lot. And I'm probably going to do a big Christmas in July events. So, on Whatnot and loading up eBay. And Christmas sells year round anyway. So I would say the three of these will sell. I'll probably price them at about $18 for these three. Next is this vase. And actually, I know, well, if they're all together, I purchased these at a thrift store. When I say these, I remember picking out like 3 or 4 glass items that were grouped together. And honestly, it had to have been so long ago because I remember thinking I might put them in my beach house Island Time, which is the first one we bought, in like some window where the light could shine through them. And the way the house is, and there just wasn't a good place for them. So I would have to check and see if they're worth anything on eBay because I actually had bought them, like I said, for our beach house. So I see a second one here. There's probably a couple more. And I think they're vintage, but honestly, I might look them up on my phone. Oh, wait, guys. We got a 4th cowboy boot, and it's full of treasures. So I'd probably lot them up for $20 for the 4 of them. And I'm just going to dump whatever's in here out because I have no idea. I have no memory of these. So I'm going to assume since they were in the cowboy boot that I got all of these Christmas ornaments at the same yard sale. And I'm sure that he sold them all to me. They're all little picture frame ones. I'm sure he sold them all to me for one price, and it was like, maybe $1 or $2. But I might group these like in pairs and sell them online. Actually, this would probably be a much better whatnot thing where I could have people pick like a certain number for a certain price. So that's probably more likely what I'll do is they'll probably go on whatnot. Because the value of them is probably, brand new, they were probably only $4 a piece. But, someone might have a certain number of grandkids, or they may have a certain number of children that they want to do a picture frame, a Christmas ornament every year, and so they can pick them out. I'm going to put them back in the boot. Okay, I can't see the glass, so I'm just going to keep moving forward, and we'll come back. Oh, wait. Nope, that's not glass. We'll check and see if that's vintage glass in a second. So this is an old door knocker. And I bought this at my local thrift shop. I remember buying it because they mark their stuffs like this. And I always go on senior day where everything's half price. So I paid $6 for this. And I think it's absolutely stunning. I don't know what it's worth, but I'm going to guess like 40. Because to me, it looks very old. And, on the right house in the right neighborhood, I think it would be just amazing. It's just an old door knocker. It's beautiful, though. Up. Here's another bottle or piece of glass.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah. And I can see from here that it's got the rubber stopper. It's not cork, so it's probably not that old. But you could see how I was thinking how pretty they were together and how they're, together they look like beach colors.
Italian.
And it's Italian.
And they're
It's
all
got to
marked
be good.
$4 on the bottom.
Yeah. So I know which shop I got that from. So I'm sure I got them for 30% off. They always have a 30%. They have an app. And basically when you go in there, you always have a 30% off coupon to use. That same thrift shop where I bought the door knocker, obviously I paid $1.50 for him. And I forget who he is. He's not Baloo, is he? He looks like he's wearing
he's Disney.
He's wearing a diaper.
He's wearing a diaper.
Okay, so maybe I looked him up when I bought him. So guys, I'm sorry, I don't have a clue. but there he is in all his nakedness. We could look him up when I do the look up the bottles. Okay, so these were bought at the same time as that bear, and they're Disney. So maybe he is Disney because see, it's the same tape. So I obviously got him for $1 and Snow White for $1.50. I'm gonna guess there's more Disney in here. I have this Christmassy looking box with a price tag on it, but there doesn't look like there's anything in there. There's nothing in here. Maybe we'll find the item. So those Disney characters look very vintagey. Here's another one. So we got Alice in Wonderland. I would have paid $1.50 for her. And yeah, they're made in Japan. So that's an indicator, guys. If you see a little collectible and it says Japan on it, it has to be at least vintage. Not necessarily antique, but at least vintage. So Japan is good. China, not so much. No, there's always the exception, of course. Uh-oh, we have a casualty. I might glue him. I have a collection for the hospital. Of course, if I did glue him, and he did turn out like really good glued, because like if there's a clean break like that, I would definitely notate it because maybe somebody would want to buy him to go with a collection. But if they were an avid Tigger collector, it wouldn't be good. So I'm gonna wrap him up so he doesn't break anymore in case I do have a chance of gluing him. And to the hospital with several angels that have broken wings, and I have a witch with a broken hand. Okay. I have this. This looks very vintagey. It's a paper mache Santa Claus. I doubt it's got any markings or anything. He's a little flat. He could be fluffed a little. Let's beef him up a little. Feed him some cookies or something. He needs to fatten up. There's just a cone under here, so it can be kind of reshaped. You just stuff some paper like this, wad it up in there, and he'll kind of shape back up and get hefty again. He's probably worth only about $18, and the sticker fell off it, so I don't know what I paid. But oh, we have salt and pepper shakers. Ew. He came from Goodwill. Santa came from Goodwill, I'm assuming, because I just took him out of a Goodwill bag. As I did this, which is definitely salt and pepper shakers. I tend to not like to buy them if they have any salt and pepper left in them. But obviously, I felt some need to buy these. So, they're not even, they're very messy, guys. They're very messy. Let's see if I can show you. They're turkeys. And they're turkeys. And the price tag says $1.99. Remember, I get 25% off at Goodwill, so obviously I paid $1.50 for those. So I cannot tell you much about them right now because I don't want to touch them. And I think we might have to take a moment to clean this because it's grossing me out. Okay, guys, back. It's all cleaned up. And while we took the little break, I quickly looked up on my phone a very quick lookup on these bottles, and they definitely are mid-century. So these two are Empoli for sure. This one may not be Empoli, but it's definitely Italian, and it's possible it is. I need to look up more. I was looking up some, and there's several. Let's just put it this way: there's several that are very similar, so it would take a little more time. But I would say this is probably going to go for about 40. This one, probably 35 to 40, and this one probably about 30. And of course, I saw many listed a lot higher than that, but I looked at what sold. All right, and we're giving you a quick glimpse of the. They aren't turkeys; they're chickens.
Chickens.
They're chickens.
Chickens.
They are chicken salt and peppers that are now in a zip-locked bag. Okay, we've got another Disney character. I paid $1.50. No, it's the uncle. Yeah, I forget his name.
Duck.
Yeah. Oops, there's something else in here. We got another Donald playing the ukulele, maybe. He's definitely vintage looking. So, I mean, Disney characters are hard. I mean, I'm going to assume that these characters will probably sell around the $15 range. But, you know, there's so many out there. And I would just kind of have to gauge it by looking at what sold and which ones that are like, what I would do is I would look at the height of the character and the ones that have sold that say Japan and similar lettering on the bottom. And then that's how I would price them. But I'm going to guess they're all somewhere in the $15 price range. There may be a character that's a little more sought after, which is usually not the most popular ones, but the more rare ones. And those sometimes will run up your ability to get more money. This is just a little Christmas ornament. And let me just look at the hang tag real quick. There had to be a reason I just bought a single one. Just wondering. It was like Christopher Radko or something. It has a starburst. I probably Google lensed it. But anyway, it's a glass ornament. Christmas. If it's not branded, it's probably a $6 sell. If it was something like Christopher Radko, it could be something like $20. Okay. We've got a very old Mickey, obviously from the same thrift store. I got him for $1.50. So I'd have to do more research. I mean, this guy's a little plush, well, I don't know, what do you call him? Plush toy, a doll? He might be a little older than those other characters. So I just have to Google lens him and stuff. Okay, and this guy is a little snowman, and I obviously got him for like $12. I mean, 12 and a half cents, so 13 cents. And he is a Kurt Adler. So we would just, he's made in the USA, so I know he's vintage. And so I would just have to look up what this particular ornament's going for. But usually Kurt Adler, which they still make today, brand new stuff. So even the new stuff and the older stuff is usually a good pickup. And on the glass ornaments,
he's made in Taiwan.
Oh, well, part of him's made in the USA because I saw it on the tag.
Correct.
So maybe his fabric or something. But if it's a blown glass ornament, you usually can find Kurt Adler because the top of the glass ornament where the hook goes in usually says Kurt Adler right there. The ornament. This one appears to be, well, he's usually the green felt on the bottom of anything is a sign that it's vintage. People used to do that back in the day to protect their tabletops. They didn't use, you know, craft paper or shipping paper like I'm using today, but I'm gonna guess he doesn't look pewter, so I'm gonna guess he's silver plated and he's probably branded, and I just need to look him up. So if he's a good brand, he might go for $20. He's probably in the $15 to $20 range. And here we have, this is made in Italy. I got it for $3. It does have some condition issues with a little bit of chipping, but this thing is probably pretty old. And it looks like the chipping is really, and that's a bit of a chip, but I mean, it's not terribly unexpected for its age. And most of it is really not chipping. It's more paint loss than anything. But I just love this vase. I honestly don't remember buying it. So I'll have to do a quick look up and tell you what I think that would go for. And here we have another vase. I paid $5 for it. It's marked, and I almost can read it. Can you read it? Anyway, that vase is really unusual. It's almost like you want to think it's like a cloisonne vase, but it really doesn't have the brass, with the enamel lining. But it does have a metallic paint to it, and it is almost like an enamel over metal. So it might be more like just not cloisonne, but enamel over copper. And that's going to be my guess.
It says be more on the bottom.
Okay, well I'll take a minute and I'll give you some prices on a couple of these things here in a second. And here we have, this is from Goodwill. So obviously I paid 75 cents for this. There might be another one in here. I'm sure I looked this up. I love colored glass. So this is mid-century, I'm sure. And maybe there's another one in here. We'll see. We got more Disney characters. So we got another Disney. Our Mickey. Paid $1.50 for him. He's got a lot of condition issues, but he's been around. He looks old. And we've got Minnie. We've got a pair this time. So paid $1.50. Minnie's got her sticker on here. Let's peel this off carefully. That's actually a sticker, so I don't want to remove that sticker. Make sure I'm pulling away from it. I did get a little piece of it. Let me just take a quick peek. Walt Disney. Got like a Disney logo. I don't really know more than that. I'm stuttering because I'm trying to figure this out. This is a cute train mug. It's still new with tags. It's the Polar Express, but you guys hear that? I think it's supposed to make a train sound, but there's nothing to, I'm sure it's supposed to be motion activated, but it just sounds like there's toys in the bottom of your coffee mug. So I don't know. It probably worked. And I let it sit in my death pile too long, guys. And this is what happens. If you don't get on your stuff, you looked it up, you found out what the value was, and then you just let it sit back there and rot, thinking everything's going to get more valuable with time. Not true. Some things get ruined, like my Disney guy, my Tigger. Was it Tigger that got ruined?
It's supposed to be a train sound according to the
Yeah.
tag.
Yeah. So it probably got bad being stored. See? Another reason not to have too much of a death pile. Okay. Feels like it might be another blue cup mug. We got a pair, which is always good. We're down to a couple more things. So here's just a decorative plate or serving plate, or maybe a dinner plate. It's got a couple marks on it. This is a different thrift shop that I go. I know I know by the sticker which thrift shop this is. It's a different one that I go to, so I would have to look that up. It's community thrift. You know, that's I bought that probably 2 years ago, and hopefully it has good value. But I like the glass and the metal and the pottery a lot more than I do china. So that's probably something that's interesting. It's something I probably would not have picked up today, even if it does have good value, and hopefully it still does, and we'll check it. But it's something I wouldn't have picked up today. And this is the last item, I think. Yes. And this is a beautiful pottery bowl. Ceramic. It's probably just a studio pottery. It is signed. You know, I can try to look that artist up, but you know, chances are it's just somebody that was good enough to make something beautiful.
Correct.
Is it cracked?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that just...
That's correct.
Is it cracked?
Doesn't go through.
Yeah. That's probably okay, because chances are this is kind of, it's got floral designs and stuff in here. So this may, oh, you know, it has another issue. Let me just check this out. Yeah, it's got a crack here. So this is something, I don't know if I purchased it cracked. I mean, this looked like it might have been here. That might just be a stress crack. But the crack on the edge here, I may not have seen it. So this is definitely going to go in the yard sale, because I would not want to I would not want to deal with anybody that bought this and not being happy because of condition issues. But it's still a beautiful bowl, and you can't really see that crack, and chances are somebody would set this down on their coffee table or their entry table just as a piece of art, or they may get a deep plate stand and stand it up like this because it's just beautiful. But I'm not going to deal with that on eBay or any online platform. So that will definitely go in the yard sale. This may go in the yard sale because we have a trainless train. And I'll take a moment and I'll look up a couple of these things here so I can tell you what I think they'll go for. Let's do it. Okay, guys, I'm back and I did a little research for you. It's quick research. So, you know, sometimes things take a little bit more work to get an exact price, but I did find some items for you. So these glasses are like mid-century. They're crystal d'arc or something like that. They don't go for a lot of money. I'm seeing pairs of 2 sold for about $15. Um, but I do think they would be a pretty quick sell because people that would have these would want to be adding to their collection because they're no longer sold. Although that brand is still sold today in colored glass. This vase, which, I checked the marking on the bottom. It's for this is actually, I was wrong. Just the sheen and everything, I thought it was metal, and it's not. It's actually pottery. And the artist is Benjamin Moore. He did a lot of work in the 30s and 40s. So it's almost an antique. And I didn't see any pieces similar to this, but his work goes anywhere from, $40 on up. So, this is unique, and I'll probably start it out at about 60 and see what kind of feedback I get. This plate, it's got a couple markings on it, and it's actually a Limoges pattern. Limoges brand, and which is a good high quality china. And I think this is part of the coronet collection. And the little serving dishes like this is probably about 8 inches. Seem to go anywhere from $35 to $50. So not too bad. This beautiful little pitcher that with the condition issues, but I mean it is red clay, which chips easier. It seems to sell for around $20. So, and then the last item I looked up was this door knocker, and this I found it sold everywhere. You can see the exact door knocker on WorthPoint, which is a software that you can look up sales from. It'll find sales from almost any online auction platform, and it gathers all of them, and you can look in there, and it's got a long history of it. And I'm seeing this sold anywhere from as low as $35 to sells up to $275. Many of them were in about $125 range. So I'll probably start it out about there and see if I get any interest. And that's all I looked up. I didn't really look up the Disney characters because it's a little more difficult because there's so many little Disney characters out there and little figurines that I would try to find like the exact one to be right on point. But to be honest with you, when we're trying to make money, you don't want to spend too much time, because if you're wrong, you're wrong. I mean, you can see that most of those characters I paid $1.50 for. So as long as I'm making a profit, if I was wrong on a character, I'm not going to cry about it because I will have made my money. Time is money, and you don't want to spend, hours trying to find the exact price for something. Really, you just want to make sure that you got it priced in the right price range so it'll move so you can make your money back and reinvest and make more money on the same money. And that's it, you guys. That's my empty bins. And I'm going to get these listed. We have the 2 items that we're donating to the yard sale. Everything else I think is pretty much good to go and to list on the online websites like eBay. And that's what I'm going to do. And thank everyone for joining me today. I hope you learned a little something and had a little bit of fun, because I certainly did. It was like Christmas all over again, opening up things from a couple years ago that I purchased. So now remember, if you like this video, please give me a like. And I love to see your comments, and I try to respond to them. And of course, please subscribe. I'm trying to get my channel off and out to those that are interested in this kind of content. So please give me a subscribe on my new channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.